Welcome to day 3. Is it day 3? Yes, December the 3rd, so it must be day 3. Oh, that would make it simple, wouldn't it, Diane? The day 3? Yeah. So, today I'm going to use bauble and bauble. So I'm going to use the large bauble, the thicker one, and I'm going to use a small bauble. And I'm going to attach them together, like so, okay? I had black because I just thought you could see it better. I'm getting really messy down here and I need to really tidy. So this is going to have the rocks on it, and I think I'm going to paint this. I think I'm going to go black. Why not? Oh, I did black. Did I do black yesterday? Oh, well, I'm doing black. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm still full of cold. I'm on to week 2 of my cold, but it is what it is. Nice thin coat again on the back. Thin coat again on the back. Dee 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 dee. Dee dee dee. Let's let that dry. Thin coat should dry really, really quick, as I've said before. Second coat on the front. Dee 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 dee. Dee dee dee. Oops, ping ping ping. And then I'll do a second coat on the back. I'm definitely going to have to get the new black out. Ugh, come on, that'll do. Right, that one's getting binned now. So, second coat of black, and then let's that dry. Let's wipe up here. Dee, 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 dee. I am sneezing even more today. Just a little FYI for you there. Right. So, I think I'm going to put a stencil on here. I'm just wondering, should I do the back first this time? No, because it is a little bit wet. Let me give it a quick woof, woof, woof. By the way, I plug this in before each class. Always unplug it, unless you're going to be doing a lot. If you were doing a lot, fine. But because I'm just doing one a day, I unplug it every time. I unplug it every time I've finished using it, because the number of times when these have got knocked and people have set the studios on fire is amazing. So always, because what happens is, if it still gets bumped in and this gets knocked, this can catch and you can lose it. So, but we don't want that too hot for what I'm going to do. So I am going to, I think I'm going to I'm trying to do different things all the time for you. So I'm going to use this stencil. I think this is called Christmas Borders, but I'm not 100%. It's an older stencil, but you still can get it. And I am going to just draw around it. Now I'm going to draw with a normal... I've lost it. I'm sorry, I can't stop sniffing. I can just hope that you all are as snotty as me. So, okay. I am just going to draw around these trees. You could use a pencil, you could use a black pen. that everything? Oh, missed a bit there. Okay, so it's a little, you know, you can see it when you tip it. And I think what I want to use today is I want to use the dusts, but I want to use them as paints today, okay? So what I'm going to do is, that's that one, and that is that. I'm going to use these two. This is Island Parrot. So again, I did explain earlier in the week that I use the lids. I mean, you don't have to use the lids. You could just spray a bit on the mat. But what I do is I take a little bit of water and I spritz some water into here. And what it'll do, it'll reactivate what's in there. And then I'm just going to add some of the dust to it and mix it up. I always mix it up with the back of my brush, okay? And you can add a bit more. It doesn't matter that I put a wet brush in there. Mica powder is amazing. Now I think I've made it a bit too thick. It wants to be thicker than milk. It wants to be like pouring cream, but not, oh, actually it could be all right, we'll see. But it doesn't want to be too thick. So I'm going to paint half of these leaves, half of these trees in this colour and the other half in the other green. And that's why I painted it black, because the colours just pop. I could have gone through the stencil with the diamond medium pad, and I could have put the dust on, but I just thought, you know what, let's turn the dust into paint. Normally, if I was making a ton of tags, I'd do, what did I do on the first day? I put an ornament, I can't remember what I did. I would maybe make 6 of those, and then I would make 6, was yesterday? You know, the days go so fast. Like 6 collage ones. You know, and I'd probably do 6 painted ones, but I'm just doing one a day because I did actually make a load. I've got enough for my presents so far, and the remaining ones I'm going to hang in the kitchen. Okay, so that's that colour, and then this colour is Polished Jade. To clean my brush, I'm just going to spritz a bit of water and I'm just going to rinse it through and wipe it like so. So again, I've got some paint in here. I'm just going to add some water. And when you use it like this with water, you don't have to seal it. It just seals itself because it's got tons of water. If you were using it dry, I always seal it with a fixative, okay? I'm not sure, I'll just need to test that, I think. I don't know if it'll be strong enough. Oh yeah. And people always get confused because Polished Jade is a darker colour, so they presume that this must be Polished Jade and this must be Island Parrot, but just look when you get them on, you can see the difference. The people always say, oh Diane, I think they've got the wrong lids on, and I'm like, no. But you could mix these on a palette or on your mat, because the problem is once you do this in the lid, you can't put the lid back on the powders. But these, I don't go anywhere with these. The ones that I travel with are different. Mind you, I don't really travel. I have them at Ted's. I have them at Stampers, at Ranger, and I have them at, I have them here, and I have them up at Art from the Heart. So there we go. I just think I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna put a second coat. Just wait for it to dry a little. Just put a second coat on those trees. Okay, pop those in there. Pop those out of the way. Oops, a little bit of a clean. Always clean your brush. You don't have to thoroughly clean it because the powder will just go back to powder and it will just come out, but you just don't want it to be sticky, really. So let's pop that to one side now. Okay, so I'll pop that there. So what am I going to do with this? I think because I've gone greens, I think I'm going to go, let's go red. So am I going to go Postbox red, which is this one, or I keep meaning to fill these up and forgetting. Am I going to go cherry pie? Where's cherry pie gone? There we go. You can't see. Postbox red. Oh, I need to refill these pots every day. I forget. I'm going to go with cherry pie just because I've got more of it. Okay, so let me get my piece of paper. Get my I just need to squeeze a bit more through. Don't press really heavy because it will just go. And don't drag. If you drag it, you'll pull this foam out. The number of times on my classes and people go, oh, I didn't do anything. You must have because it's come out. So you just make sure you've covered every spot. Okay. Pop it on here. First coat, okay. So this is cherry pie. First coat, remember, always looks terrible. I love watching it. Doesn't matter how many times I do it. If you're new to the series and you've just joined today and I'm not explaining something, I've probably explained it back in day 1 or 2. I just don't want to repeat myself too much. But your first coat always looks bad. You keep your heat tool still until it starts melting, then you move it around, okay? Because you want to intensify that heat on there. I'm in the UK, so it goes quicker for me because we have double electric. When you've gone round and melted it all, you need to then go back and make sure it's all really hot because it will have cooled. So then you can move your heat gun and go back, and then you quickly throw the powder on the top. You do it quick and you throw more, and then put the excess back in here. So now the second coat. I don't think I got it that hot the first time, so I'm going to pretend this is the second time. It missed a bit, so I'm going to make this, and it doesn't matter, you just, you know, I didn't feel that a lot of it was, that's better. Okay. So heat the second coat. I don't think I got it hot enough because I was busy explaining, so now I'm going to make this the third coat. Okay, and then the third coat. So never be worried if you add a bit more, or I usually don't do less than 3. It doesn't matter if you do slightly over. Okay, so that's the 3rd coat, and I think, now then, where is, here we go. This is Elf Improvement, which is an old stamp set, and this is, let's get that out of the way, this is Mr. Boo's Adventure. And that, if you see, they're exactly the same, except they're flipped. So this is going one way and this is going 2. So I think I'd like some reindeer going through here, but I'm not sure. I might go for the small ones. I'm going to go small. So, need a bigger thing. Now, it's only going to go, the reindeer will go like that. So I'm only going to ink it, protect it to about there, okay? And then I'm going to melt my 3rd coat. Again, I don't know if this is going to, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, nice and warm. I'm going to have them going up slightly, so I'm going to sit it in, then I'm going to press. Then I'm going to lift it. Oh, wonderful. Nice. And then let's put in, should we do them gold? What's that in there? Got a little bit of something. Piece of paper, not sure. Right, let's add. This is Pure Sunshine Dust. Okay, and let's have a bit of, gosh, I'm trying to remember which one was Fiery Sunset for the antlers. And for there. Okay. There we go. Now this time I think I want to put a ribbon in here as well. Where is, let me go find, where have I got? Oh, what about this red that I used the other day? Is that red? Yep. And, ooh, I know what. Sorry, I'm just rewinding this one back up. What about, I always used to love this. Let's have that. It's like a green and pink, but because it's cherry pie is a pinky red. So let's just have a bit of this thin ribbon. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, dee, oh. Then we'll trim that. Ooh, I tell you what I need to look for. I brought some gorgeous ribbon back from America. I think it was from Marshall's. It's more like a twill. It was so nice. I need to find that. Right, so I'll put that one there out the way. And I'll add some of my stickles to that later. So let's get this back. How are we doing? That colour looks as though it needs a second coat. So where's my brush? Sometimes they do, I think because there's a slight texture on the black, sometimes I just need to go back in. It depends which way the angle of the light is, to tell you the truth, but I'm going to decorate around these anyway. There we go. It's just me being a bit pedantic, really. Oh my gosh, it's getting quite dark. I've left it late in the day today to film this one, and it's quite dark out there. So let us have a fiery sunset for the stalks. So there's probably enough. Can you see, this is fiery sunset. Now if I don't want to do much, I'll just add a bit of water and I'll just work it in until it starts reactivating. And then I'll just see. Yeah, you see. So I didn't need to add any more powder or anything like that. I just want and I think I'm going to do the same with the gold as well. Can you see? So, and I think with the gold, I'm going to use, oops. So just let's reactivate, because it'll just reactivate as it's the powder back up. And then with what I want to do with this, I want to put a little bobble on the top, just with the wrong end of the brush. Okay, let that dry. And might use cherry pie to add maybe some ornaments on the tree. So again, I don't need a ton. Let's mix it up. If you don't mix it enough, it'll just be too watery and won't work. So just make sure that you do mix it up. And again, I'm going to use the other end, and I think I'm just going to see, just add they just take a little bit longer to dry. And you could do different colours on each tree if you wanted, but or you could leave some trees with nothing. Oops, oh, it fell off the tree, that one. I might just give that a bit of a wipe. I'll catch it in a minute. The bauble fell off the tree. Just need a little bit more water. What happens as well when you do this, what people don't realise is that the water will start to evaporate, and so it does get thicker. So every now and again you just need to pop a little bit more water in there, okay, because the water will evaporate, leaving just the dust, which will get thicker as you go. La 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 la. An extra one there. There we go. I don't think I had quite enough to start with. I'll just make those a bit bigger. Perfect. Okay, so let me hold that up. How sweet. I mean, that'd be a lovely tag on its own, wouldn't it? I'm going to let that dry a little. There's not a lot I can do while I'm letting that dry, but let me let that dry, and I can put some tape on the back of here, I suppose. But then if I put it down, it's going to get... No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to have to wait. Just sing amongst yourself. I might give it a quick waft. Whenever you're doing something to dry, it's a waft. Okay. And I do want to outline these with the glaze pen, I think. And then, of course, I want to put my little moniker on the back. So let me find the glaze pen. There's one. Remember, this is a Secura glaze. So if you go slow, it will give a slightly raised line, like if you'd embossed it with my pebbles. Oh, sorry, was my head in the way there? Sorry about that, if it was. So I'm a big outliner, so I'm just outlining the trees, the bauble on the top of the tree and the trunk. And some of this will be covered up with that bauble, but I still do it. Now, I'm going to try and think up of totally different tags every day, but you could make like 6 of each tag. You know, you don't have to constantly come up with new ideas. Okay, and then to frame it, I'm just going to put dots around. Oops, spun it too far. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to pop that on there. So I just want those dots to dry, and then I'm going to write on the back. Because once I've put my stickles on, I can't do anything. It's a bit of a, you know, it's a bit like, There's my stickles. It's dry. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go in with a white pen again. But I think because I've got spots on the front, I'm going to do spots on the back as well. You could have done a red pen, a green pen, you know, a pink pen, whatever you wanted. So I used to do these years ago, and I could only find them in wood. So I used to have to prime them, which then raised the grain and made it very rough. So then I had to sand it. Then I had to paint it with 2 coats, which took a long time to dry. I had to sand in between coats. And then when I'd finished it, I had to seal it with like a varnish as well. So I cannot tell you what a treat it is to have these ready-made tags that I can just put 2 thin coats of paint on and I'm done. I don't seal them. I don't do anything. Just wait for that to dry. Actually, I might put Merry Christmas at the bottom this time. I'm a Merry Christmas girl. You can put season's greetings, whatever you want. But, you know, people always say, oh, you don't do anything for this, you don't do anything for that. I can't do everything. And I feel if I did something I didn't know about, I would give it a big disservice. So I do tend to stick with what I know. Okay. So there's the back. Merry Christmas. Just wait for that to dry. And then I'm going to put the ribbon in this. Oh, I don't know if I like that ribbon now. Oh, so what? It'll go with this, look. You see? So it'll be fine. Always put it into a point, shove it through. Okay. And then this is going to attach there. Oh, always upside down. I tell you, I'm terrible. Da, 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 da. Oops. Sorry, it's chuntering around. Whoops, get back. I want it to be straight. There we go. Okay, and then I am going to go around with the black glaze pen again. Excuse me. And then come in with my stickles. I meant to get a new one yesterday, didn't I? And I didn't. So here we are. Day 3, still using up the stickles. So I am going to just put some on Rudolph's nose. And then I think I'm going to put some at the top of each tree. Just wondering whether to put a bit in the antlers. I might just put the odd sort of little dot in the antlers. There we go. And there we go. December the 3rd. Okay, we have the Merry Christmas on the back. So we've got a bauble on a bauble. And we've used the actual just as paint. Now you could, if you wanted, I've stuck this on and then only coloured what you can see, but I'm terrible. I tend to colour all sorts. So there you go. See you tomorrow.